Voiceover is everywhere, and you hear it every day. From radio
Number one for New Country 96.3 Hawkeye in the morning.
to TV
Alpha, Readers Escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitudes.
to movies.
I see you have constructed a new lightsaber. Your skills are complete.
To animation
Endgame, Spider-Man!
and so much more.
I don't wanna grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
Welcome to episode 17.
Welcome to Who Did That Voice, the show where we take an in-depth look at the world of voiceover, including movies, TV, animation, and more. And now, here's your host, Trenton Larkin.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the show. Today's tribute episode will be about actor Michael Ansara, who is best known for voicing Mr. Freeze on Batman the Animated Series.
The cold eyes of vengeance are upon you, Boyle.
Who are you?
Come now. Surely you remember your old colleague, Victor Freeze. No!
As a kid growing up, I absolutely loved all things Batman, and my affinity for Batman has never gone away. From the 1960s Adam West Batman TV show, to the Batman stunt show at Six Flags Over Texas, to the 1989 feature film Batman, which starred Michael Keaton as Batman and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. And of course, the list just goes on. When Batman the Animated Series first aired back in 1992, it had been 3 years since the Michael Keaton Batman movie had released in theaters. The 1989 Batman theme song that Danny Elfman wrote for the movie was a huge success, and it was so much so that it inspired the theme song for Batman the Animated Series, which was also composed by Danny Elfman. In my opinion, both the feature film and animated show's theme songs by Danny Elfman are the best Batman themes of all time. When it came to music, Batman the Animated Series had the formula all figured out. Every villain had his or her own theme, so that just by hearing the music alone, you could get a sense of who you could expect to see on today's episode. That, for example, was a clip of the Mr. Freeze theme song from the episode Heart of Ice. The music always had such passion, emotion, and always moved me to feel what the music was emoting. Watching this animated show each week was like watching a live-action TV sitcom. The quality of the music, the script writing, and even the acting was on a whole different level from anything we had previously seen. When we speak about quality actors, we are talking about amazingly talented people like Kevin Conroy, who voiced Batman, Lauren Lester, the voice of Robin, Diane Pershing, who voiced Poison Ivy, Mark Hamill, who is best known as Luke Skywalker, and of course, the Joker, and Michael Ansara, today's featured tribute guest who voiced Mr. Freeze. Now, these are just a handful of the stellar cast members from the Batman the Animated Series, but it gives you an idea of the sheer talent used for this show. Michael George Ansara was born on April 15, 1922, in a small village in Syria. He lived there until the age of 2 before moving with his parents to the New England area of the United States. After living in New England for a decade, Michael's parents moved the family out to California, where the now 13-year-old Michael would get his first taste of Hollywood. Michael, however, was not starstruck, and in fact was a very shy young man with no plans for stardom. Once he finished high school, Michael had decided to attend the Los Angeles City College to pursue a career in the medical field to become a doctor. As we know, plans often change, especially when we are younger and start discovering the world around us. Since Michael had always been so shy throughout his life, he decided to take several acting classes to help him break out of his shell and become a more sociable individual for his career as a physician. In the process, however, he found that his real love and passion was acting, and this became the driving force behind all that he wanted to do in life. In 1944, Michael made his acting debut in the thriller Action in Arabia. Over the course of his career, Michael would play a lot of different, diverse, and ethnic roles, such as Cochise the Apache Chief in Broken Arrow, which aired from 1956 to 1958. He also got the opportunity to portray Klingon leader Kang, one of the most iconic Star Trek roles from the original 66 television series. In fact, Kang was a recurring character for Michael in the Star Trek franchise, as he would return to Star Trek Deep Space Nine in 1993, and again for Star Trek Voyager in 1995. A cool fact is that to date, Michael Ansara is just one of 9 actors that have been able to play the same character on 3 different Star Trek television series. Michael was also on other great shows such as Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, Days of Our Lives, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Lone Ranger, Gunsmoke, Thundar the Barbarian, and Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, just to name a few. As for Michael's work voicing Mr. Freeze, he portrayed the chilling supervillain on Batman the Animated Series, the new Batman Adventures, the full-length animated feature Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, Batman Beyond the Movie, Batman Beyond the Animated Series, and his last time voicing Mr. Freeze was for the video game called Batman Vengeance, which released in 2001. Michael's booming and chilling voice brought us all a villain that we can love and despise all at the same time. In many ways, I only ever felt sorrow for Victor Freeze because of the tragic accident that led to him becoming the villain Mr. Freeze. In Batman the Animated Series, Victor's wife had a terminal disease, so he created a cryogenic chamber to freeze her. In doing this, it would allow him to stave off death until a cure could be found. The owner of the labs, Ferris Boyle, voiced by Mark Hamill, bursts into the room with security, upset that Victor is doing an experiment that was not authorized. He then threatens to shut down the cryogenic chamber with Nora Freeze inside. Victor, in a panic, grabs a guard's gun and points it right at Ferris. Shaken by this, and with the gun in his face, Ferris tries to talk Victor down, apologizing for being so rash. But within a blink of an eye, Ferris kicks Victor into a table full of chemicals that transform him into Mr. Freeze. Here is a clip of that scene.
My name is Dr. Victor Freeze. I am recording what I pray will be mankind's first step toward immortality. Behind me you see the CC-100, a cryogenic freezing chamber of my own design. I created it for the express purpose of freezing subjects stricken with inoperable ailments. Subjects like my own beloved wife, Nora. Once a remedy has been found...
Open this door! Open it now! Get away from that equipment! Shut this stuff down.
Stop! This is my experiment!
Your unauthorized experiment. I ordered funding suspended weeks ago. I'm already $3 million in debt thanks to you.
You can't stop it now. My wife is in there.
So bring her out.
You can't interrupt the process now!
Open it.
It's her only chance!
This is my equipment. Mine. I have every legal right to use it or not use it as I see fit. I say this project ends now!
No! Stay away from her! Murderer!
Victor, I'm sorry. I lost my temper. It doesn't have to come to this. We can talk.
Oh! Oh!
Get out! Get out!
Nora! Nora!
The role of Mr. Freeze, voiced by Michael Ansara, has always been my absolute favorite portrayal of the character. Thanks to amazing writers like Paul Dini, we now have a much more in-depth understanding of all things Batman, including the amazing origin stories of villains such as Mr. Freeze. Michael Ansara left this earth on July 31st, 2013 at the age of 91. He had been struggling for a long time with Alzheimer's disease, which eventually was the cause of his passing. The legacy that Michael left us was a nearly 60-year career with 194 credits to his name. In the end, he lived for what he loved and followed his heart to what he was most passionate about in life. He may be gone from this earth, but he will live on forever in each one of us, and he will never be forgotten. My tribute episodes are done to commemorate and honor those who have gone before us. I do these episodes so that their memories may live on forever in the joy they continue to bring us even after they are gone. I hope you all enjoyed today's tribute episode about Michael Ansara, the voice of Mr. Freeze from Batman the Animated Series. Hey everyone, and thanks so much for listening to today's episode of Who Did That Voice? If you enjoyed today's episode, please check us out online on all social media platforms at Who Did That Voice and on YouTube at Who Did That Voice 24. Also, remember to check out our website, whodidthatvoice.org. Again, that's www.whodidthatvoice.org. Thank you to all my listeners out there. I just wanted to say, if you want to partner with Who Did That Voice, just telling your friends and family about us is the best way to share the show with others. And or leaving us a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcast from. The third and final way is by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Who Did That Voice.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time for more discoveries on Who Did That Voice.